really busy with work, and then I have my daughter and all this. I've been busy just being a mom and stuff, and now my life situation has changed, with my schedule with her and all that. So I'm getting to a place where I'm trying to get back into the things that I enjoy, things that bring me joy, doing my art, going hiking, things like that. But I was watching a video just a few minutes ago even, and I haven't finished it, but I just wanted to say hello. I know I haven't been on in a while, and I wanted to share my thoughts, which are, the verse in the Bible, I believe it's Romans 8:12. I'll have to check and put it in the description, but it's the one that says, God works all things for the good of those who love Him. And if we take that to heart, if we look at the present moment and apply that verse to the present moment, it can feel like that's not true. And we can very easily sink into disheartenment, or even depression. But the truth is simply, if things haven't been worked out for the good, then it's not the end of the story yet. God is still working. He is still working the situation. He's not done yet. And I think that, if you, I know I can speak for me. Historically, if you have been a person who has been able, sorry, I'm driving, has been able to be balanced with your perspective of being present in the now, and also, okay, I'm done with my hike, and I realized in reviewing my video that a lot of it did not record right in the middle of my 2 clips I had. Strange. In fact, I don't even remember there being clips when I was driving and having to push record again, but I do know that there's a lot of my message that did not come through when I was reviewing it. So that's why. But the message is this: if you have always been the kind of person who is balanced with being able to be present in the present moment, and also looking towards your future, and reflecting on your past in a healthy way, and also making plans for your future, and trying to fulfill your dreams and all this stuff, right? You're just balanced in that way. When you go through hard things, it's like a magnet for the present moment. If you're committed to processing hard stuff and you're not wanting to distract yourself from that processing, then you are going to be I just relate it to a magnet. It's like it's going to wind up repelling thoughts about your future. That's going to be just not even a part of, this is my experience, a part of your awareness or thoughts or anything. Your focus is going to be more on right now and the past until the work is done, until you are done processing. It kind of works that way. And so that pain that you are committed to processing, it's just going to amplify the present moment to the exclusion of the future, okay? And what can wind up happening, again, this has been my experience, is when you've done a lot of that processing, you can kind of find yourself lost, okay? And what I mean is you haven't given any thought for a while to your future, even if in the past that was just, maybe you were a planner in the past, but that's what happens, processing this pain and being in the present moment for a while. It's like you haven't been looking, imagine you're walking this trail, you haven't been looking ahead at your future for some time now, so you can find yourself kind of lost in that way. And I'm just reminded of these, fairy tales and the folklore, all the, stories like that, like the hero's journey. It's like when the main character, the hero, sets off into the woods, the wilderness, the fog, the underworld, however you want to spin it. It's presented differently, through the archetypal symbolism in these stories. But when that's you, okay, and you're committed to processing whatever you need to process to move beyond it, you are immersed in the woods, in the fog, in the underworld, whatever it is. You're not seeing the future yet, right? And I think once you get to a certain place, like you feel like you've done a lot of work, you're kind of like, when you're lost, you're kind of wondering like, well, where's the end of the tunnel, you know? And I just want to remind you that this is where these stories can really come into play and help you, because what we have to remember is, because they're very relatable to our life and these processes we go through, right? And even in the Bible, stories in the Bible too, you know, very prophetic. And but these people go through ups and downs and ups again, and they can, you know, think that the struggle's over, but really they're not out of the woods yet. You know, again, there's that old saying, being out of the woods yet. And so I just want to, I don't say this to discourage you, I actually say this to encourage you and me, that you know, part of the problem is, I think that we have to recognize that a habit has been created through processing this pain of focusing intensely on the present moment. And so we have to consciously make an effort to look toward the future. Once we, you know, have had some ups and downs in our processing and we feel like we're at a pretty good place, I think you have to consciously make an effort to look towards the future and see the light at the end of the tunnel, so that you can kind of know which way you're supposed to go to get out of the woods. You see what I'm saying? So I say that just because this is my experience again, but just maybe spend a little time and consider possibilities for the future, you know, and don't be discouraged. A lot of times things are just not going to feel right, because because of where your mind and heart has been so intensely at work for such a long time, you know. But I think it's good to just consider different things, whether it's a job, a place to live, new hobbies, or whatever it is. I think it's just a total career change, whatever it is. I think it's just good to consider new things and just start kind of training your mind once again to think about the future. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the Bible says that, you know, God says, I know the plans I have for you. You know, plans to give you hope and a future. So don't forget that. Just don't forget that. If you are not really at peace just yet, and you feel still a little bit lost, then your journey through the woods, metaphorically speaking, is not quite over yet. You see what I'm saying? So don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. There's still a future. Just, if you're still processing stuff, I would just say take a breather every now and then. Just get away from it every now and then. Try to take authority, you know, over your own mind, and try to ease out of this habit of focusing so much on the hard stuff. And I think that if we are looking at this verse in the Bible, like I just said, that says God works all things for the good of those who love him. If we're looking at that and we're questioning that, then he's still working it. He's still working it out. So that's my message today. That was what's on my heart. Sad news is I lost my puppy dog. I lost her. She had been having a few spells where she was getting sick, and she was experiencing some pretty intense symptoms, being paralyzed. And and then she'd come out of it. And she had had that several times, and so I felt, this is the only time that I felt very calm about it, this last time it happened, because I just assumed she'd come out of it, but she didn't. And this has been real hard, obviously, on me and my daughter, but she was a very old dog. We got her, she was a rescue, got her at the animal shelter. She was a $10 special on her last day. My understanding is that shelter is now a no-kill shelter, which I'm glad of. But she was the best dog. She was the best dog, man. And she was with me. I had her about 12 years, and the vet estimated that she was about 2 years old when we got her, 2 or 3. So she was about 15 or 16. But it was just unexpected too, because she was, even though she was having these spells of getting sick in between, she was very active and everything, and still very strong. And I always called her my puppy, because she had that spirit in her. She just very youthful, hopeful, positive spirit. She really was like a little angel in my life, honest to God. And she helped me through a lot of ups and downs in my life. I'm gonna miss her a lot. I'm gonna miss her a whole lot. And so honestly, that's why I haven't been on here. And I just wanted to tell y'all, I've been processing that, dealing with that and everything. But it's weird how these Bible verses can mean something to us all our lives, and then this is the prophetic piece, right? Where it actually, things happen in your life, and then suddenly all these different stories, in the Bible or whatever, the prophetic part of them comes to life in your life, and then suddenly you see them all in a new light, right? And that's been very true for me. But the other thing is, a lot of different people have been saying lately in the videos I've watched and different people I've listened to and talked to, it's a theme coming up, which is, look at all the people that had a strong faith in the Bible, right? People that God called, to a purpose and all this stuff, right? For the kingdom. They went through a lot, and they, their faith was challenged, and but in the end, they were victorious for their purpose. And so I just want to remind you that of that verse, Romans 8, maybe it's 8:28. I don't remember what it is. I'll look it up. 8:12, something like that. But it's, God works all things for the good of those who love Him, right? So I'm hanging in there, and I just wanted to take a minute and encourage you to do the same. And I hope you're able to stay balanced with your emotions as you're processing and healing, and don't give up. And I just hope that you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you again very soon. Almost there.